boys and girls, it's Mrs. Yost here. You can tell I'm wearing something different today. Can you guess why I'm wearing this white long coat? If you guessed it's because I want to be a scientist, you're right. Today I'm going to talk to you about what do scientists do? Now, you know, I'm starting this lesson with a question. Can you think of one of our letter people that loves questions? If you guessed Mr. Q, you're right. Do you remember his song? My head is full of questions, questions, questions. My head is full of questions. So I'm Mr. Q. Mr. Q likes to be like a scientist because he loves to ask questions. One of the things that scientists are so good at is asking questions about the world. Then they study and they observe the world to answer those questions. Today, I'm going to read you a book that talks a lot about words that have to do with science and all the things that scientists do. So let me get started. Afterwards, we're going to play a game and we're going to make something in a science experiment. I'm going to show you quickly how you do that. Silly monkey in the science lab. Hi there. My name is Dr. Marvis McGloop. And I'm a very serious scientist with a very silly pet monkey. Say hello to Marvin. Let me show you around my laboratory. This is where I work. This is my microscope. I use it to take a closer look at things. I can make a tiny, tiny bug look really huge. This is my magnet. It can pick up metal. Wow, it's even strong enough to pick up this stool. Can you see her laboratory with all the things in it? Let's do an experiment. First, I need to put on my special laboratory gloves. There she goes with her special protective gloves. You can see over here something she's going to use next. Now I will put on my goggles. Marvin, I know you're back there. Stop being so silly. Here is a tube filled with a red solid. I'll just add a few drops of this blue liquid. What do you think will happen? Cool, it made a purple gas. Solids, liquids, and gases, the different states of matter. Let's try another experiment. This one involves my brand new hat and a very silly monkey. To do it, I simply place the hat on my head and make a prediction. Here it is. I predict Marvis is going to love my brand new hat. Can you see why Marvis the monkey will love her hat? If you observed and studied that it had bananas, and you know that monkeys like bananas, you're right. Yep, just as I predicted. Being a scientist is a lot of fun when you share your laboratory with a very silly monkey. All right, are you ready to play a game with these words that we learned in this science book? Let's see if you were listening. First, what is a device that makes tiny things look large enough to see? Do you remember what the book talked about that device being called? It was in the picture. Did you guess microscope? You're right, it's a microscope. Does anyone remember when it talked about a scientific test that's used to find out what happens? What's that test called again? Did you guess that it's called an experiment? You're right. Remember the experiment about the hat? And then she made a prediction? Do you remember what those special glasses are called that you used around your eyes to protect them when you're doing scientific experiments? Did you guess goggles? That's right. Safety goggles help to keep your eyes safe when you're doing experiments in the laboratory. A special room for doing scientific work. What was that room I just spoke about called? Did you guess it was a laboratory? That's where scientists do their work. Sometimes people call it the lab. A substance such as oxygen that will spread to fill any space that it contains. It's not a solid, it's not a liquid, Is it a gas? Yes, that's right. When a puddle freezes, it goes from being a liquid to being a solid. You're right. When Cindy looks outside and sees dark clouds, she makes a prediction that it's going to rain. That's right. A prediction is when you make a guess. I actually gave that one to you, but that's okay. Prediction is when you make a guess. Remember in the story, she predicted that the monkey would like her hat. And we know why, because monkeys love bananas. All right, now I'm going to show you a quick little recipe that you can make something at home that's really fun. And it looks kind of like a solid, but it also looks like a liquid. And you can see I used cornstarch, and then I used a measuring cup, 1 cup of cornstarch, and 1 cup of water went into this bowl. And I did add green food coloring because it's really fun. Now, the thing about this is it's not a solid and it's not a liquid, and it's really fun to play with. Look at this. Wow, wouldn't a scientist love to observe and study this? And you can actually put your hands in it, which I'm not going to do because then I won't be able to teach you anything else. My hands will be dirty, but you have to ask your mom and dad, and you have to see if you have cornstarch in the house. It's really fun, and if you can change it almost to like a solid when you roll it into a ball in your hands, but it's a very, very cool substance. Here I have the recipe: 1 cup of cornstarch, 1 cup of water, food coloring if you'd like to, mix and play. So you can be a scientist too. All right, boys and girls, thanks for joining me in my pretend laboratory today, and thanks for being a scientist with me. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.